Hello, welcome along, Nigel here with you, Nigel's Model Bench, and it's another World War One Wednesday. And as you can see here, once again, we have these confounded bloody wings from our Sopwith Camel, and they have now had, I think, 4 or 5 applications of black superglue on these seams. I'm just trying to get rid of them. It's just, you can see here, I only do one side at a time, but you can see here how it shrinks back and leaves it behind. I might just put some filler on there or something. But yeah, it's absolutely mad. The trouble is, if you do, I could stand them up in a rack or something if I had a rack, but I can only do one side at a time, so I think I'll concentrate on the top and then do the bottom afterwards. But I can pretty much guarantee you by this time next week we'll have them painted at least and be doing some work on the oils. I could be getting on with the strings on the fuselage, but I don't know if you could hear it in my voice. I just don't feel up to it. I'm not right. I've not been right for a couple of weeks now. There's something going on. But anyway, so luckily, as a rescue for your World War One Wednesday, Gas Patch came to the rescue, and this arrived today completely unannounced. I wasn't expecting it. I knew absolutely nothing about it. And here we have a couple of what I assume are brand new products from Gas Patch Models, and these won't be the only ones. There will be others. And these are actual engines for World War One aircraft. So in this one here, we have a Obercell UR11 engine. I don't know if it's UR11 or UR2. And then here we have a Bentley BR1 engine. So basically, if you've got, they're both in 1/32 scale. So this one will be for the Fokker DR1 or a D8 or a D6. So that's what Fokker actually bought the company apparently. I had a look on Wikipedia and got the clues from there. And then this one, the Bentley BR1 engine, this was actually fitted to many Sopwith Camels. The Avro 536, a PV9 and a Westland N1B, whatever they may be. I know what the Camel is, but I don't know about the others. So we'll have a look at them in a bit of detail so that we get a sort of half decent length video for you anyway. So in here you can see with the beautiful normal Gas Patch, absolutely amazing packaging. You've got this lovely hard plastic shell, which is fantastic for a tray afterwards, for doing decals or whatever. It's absolutely brilliant. And then we've got this beautifully made foam, which I don't know how they do it, but it's beautifully cut out. I don't know if it's just heat they use or what, but you can see it's perfectly cut out for this set. I mean, you can see this one here is very similar, but you can see they've got completely different cutouts. So yeah, very nice indeed. So let's have a look at what we've got. So first of all, you can have a look in here. We've got a little instruction booklet here. So here we have page 1. So this is showing you've got the main crankcase here, and then we've got the inlet manifold there, or the gear set there for the push rods and everything. And then here we've got the inlets. Remember, this is a radial engine, a rotary engine, not a radial, sorry. So it's going to be the engine spins with the propeller, and the back of the crankcase is fixed to the aircraft, or the crankshaft is fixed to the aircraft. So there we go. So it's showing you here where to remove the supports and everything. You can generally just sort of snap them off, break them off with tweezers, whatever, cut them away or whatever you want to do. So it's showing here we're going to fit the front cover onto the main crankcase, and then we're going to fit this spindle into the back. It looks like it's got a D-shaped hole in there, and there'll be a D-shaped pin, I'm guessing. And then coming over the page, we've got 9 cylinders to go in. Not sure how well they're going to fit. We'll have a look in a minute. And then we've got 9 intake pipes as well, and you can see all that valve gear on there is going to be beautifully printed. I just know it. And then going over the page here, we're going to fit the stub for our propeller. It's going on the front there. Oh, no, that's the stub at the back, sorry. That's the stub for our mounting onto the firewall in the cockpit, and they on the front of the fuselage, sorry. And then here we've got the front view of the engine, so you can see these intake pipes are in copper, and the actual rest of the engine is in aluminium, and then you give it some washes and oils and dirty it up and everything. So you can see there's the engine built and painted, or an image thereof. So passionate for modelling, they sure are. Absolutely amazing company, Gas Patch. I love their stuff. So here we have the crankcase, which is absolutely beautifully done. You can see on there the The printing is gorgeous. You can see all the detail as it catches in the reflection of the light. There's no real, I'm even going to look with a magnifier. This is a ×10 magnifier. And I can't see any lines. There's no layer. Well, you can almost, it's almost like it's like it's been rubbed over with a piece of 2000 grit paper. The layer lines are just non-existent. It is absolutely gorgeous. There are some very small imperfections in this face here. That doesn't matter because that's going to go up against the bulkhead, isn't it? Yeah, that is gorgeous. And then we got this here. This is the front cover for the engine. So you can see on there, we've got all the detail on there. So that's the inlet pipes and everything. Or is this the back face? I can't remember now. But either way, if the imperfection's in there, if that's the front, then that's where the propeller's going. So yeah, that is the front. That's the front there. This is the back. Sorry. So there we go. So that's just going to pop in there, and then we've got that shaft to go in. So we've got these two parts here. I'll just grab a pair of tweezers. Those coming out there. You can see there's that. Looks like a skittle or something there, doesn't it? It's got that D shape on the end, so it's going to slot into there. And then here we've got the stub for the other end. So that's all very nicely done. And then here we have another plate, and that's all our intake pipes. You can see how gorgeously they're made. Absolutely lovely. Beautiful. And then here we have two lots of 6 cylinders, giving us a total of 12. It is a UR11, isn't it? Because it's 11 cylinders, it's not 2. So it's an 11 cylinder engine. And we can see on here the absolutely gorgeous valve gear on the top of those cylinder heads. It's stunning. And of course, if you build this, you've got no worries about seam lines where you've put the engine halves together. So yeah, absolutely and utterly gorgeous. Beautiful, beautiful. This would be a lovely addition to your Meng / Wingnut Wings Fokker DR1. So I just want to, I was going to take one of these off to see how well it fits. So oh go on, let's just do it. I'm going to use my God hands because they're the newest nipper I own. So what we can do is always take away the weakest part first. So I'm going to take away, hang on, is that part of the cylinder there? I'm not sure which bit is part of the kit and which isn't. Yeah, see, I almost cut through there then, and that's actually part of the kit. So that bit there. So we can go through that bit there. Okay, so remove that support. We can cut through the bottom of that one. Get this one out of the way. Okay, and then we'll cut through the bottom of that one. And then we can cut away these two here. If we can actually get in there. I'm going to have to use my little Tamiya Fine. So get through them. And then we can cut through the bottom, just go a couple at a time. Hold the cylinder. You've got to be careful not to, there's a shaft on there. And I'm not sure what it is, but it's definitely there, it's definitely part of it. So yeah, really, really nice. Just cutting through. There we go, we got that off. Right, so how well, and then what we can do, you can see we've got on there, we've got those tiny little tiny little tabs left on there, so we'll just come in here. There we go, just touch them and they fall off. So we have to be very, very careful with this, and we're going to look which way around does it go. So it's going with that push rod, or whatever it is going to face that side of the engine. So that's basically going to go in. So I need to cut the excess off of here. Okay, and then we've got a cutout in there, and we've got a tab in here. So it's basically going to go in there. It's going to locate like that, and it fits in there absolutely beautifully. You can see on there. So it gives you an idea of how beautiful the engine is going to look. You can see all that lovely rocker detail there. Absolutely stunning, isn't it? Wow, almost ashamed to put the cowl on this. So there we can see that's that. Beautiful. So that's our, what was it, Oberrussel. Oberrussel. I'm not sure I've said that right. But, I only took that because I know we've got a spare one, so I'm hoping I won't get that broken. Then we've got intakes there, and then we've got those shaft parts there. All beautifully made. I mean, even the packaging is a work of art. It's just amazing. What a fantastic company Gaspatch are. Just incredible. I know what you'll all be telling me now. Build that Fokker DR1, we want to see that engine. I could just build the engine, couldn't I suppose? I haven't built any of the Gaspatch stuff they sent me, which is wrong, isn't it, in so many ways. I ought to do that little ME163, didn't I? So that's our Oberrussel. And then here's our Bentley BR1. So this is a good old British engine here. Good old British, designed by the car manufacturers. So we've got the same thing again. We've got the wonderful packaging, we've got the crankcases, intake tubes and cylinders there. This is a 10-cylinder engine, I believe, or 9-cylinder. They were always odd, weren't they? So yeah, so we've got 10 cylinders, so we've got one spare. So once again, we're going to remove the supports. It's got the same sort of thing going on here, crankcase, cover, rear cover, and then we've got the actual cylinders themselves. And on this one we're going to put our skittle in from the other side this time. And then, okay, we're fitting that after. Right, we're going to put our cylinders in. So be careful when you, we've actually got push rods there which are exposed, and there's 2 of them. So make sure that when you build this, that you don't cut them off. We'll look at them in a minute. These here, not those. We'll look at them here in a minute on the supports. So we've got our actual crankcase there. So we're putting the cylinders down with the push rods coming through, and then we're going to fit the rear cover where the intake pipes are going to go. So that's going to, you can see these. It's going to look absolutely stunning. You can see the spark plugs here, just waiting to have some wire added. And then we've got our 9 intake pipes going in there. And then here we've got the front view and the rear view of the engine. And yeah, looking very, very pretty indeed for your Sopwith Camel. And there we are. Shame they don't do one in 16th scale, isn't it, for this Sopwith Camel? That would be nice, wouldn't it? So there we are. So let's have a look at this one. So once again, we've got the crankcase here, which is beautifully done. Again, I'm looking for ley lines. It's practically invisible. The thinnest coat of primer you could spray on there would hide them. And you can see in there we've got the actual hole for the cylinder there, and then in the front we've got all the holes for our push rods to come out of. We have here, looks very, very fragile on those edges. So that's going to be where your spark plug wires are going to come from, your magnetos. And there's holes down in there. I don't know if you can see them, but there's holes there for your intake manifold pipes to go into. And then up here we have the usual, the front and rear shafts for for our engine there. Obviously done. And then here, once again with this beautiful packaging, we have these cylinders. And oh boy, look at this valve gear on here. Look at this. Look at this. Absolutely gorgeous. You can see the push rods coming down there. So, you know, be very, very careful, guys. Don't just get it out thinking you know everything about 3D printing. Bang, 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 and you'll find you've cut your push rods off. So just be very, very careful. They will be extremely fragile until they're fitted, so they're only hanging on one end there, so be very, very careful. Probably best build the whole thing and then paint it. Hang on a second. Well, that's my evening ruined. I suppose you heard the doorbell go. That was my local Labour councillor. God. Any problems? Yeah, your party is what I said. Anyway, here we go. So, there we go. There's those beautiful cylinders. And look at that valve gear on top of there. And the spark plugs. Absolutely gorgeous. And then here we've got our intake pipes there. Very, very nice. Very, very nice indeed. Make sure I put these back in the right way. So that can go back in there. That can go back in there. That's really made me angry. I can't believe they got the audacity to go knocking people's doors. I bet they won't be knocking people's doors where their council tax is going up 20% or whatever it is. Anyway, so there we go. So visit our site for other products. There you go, gaspatchmodels.com. There you go. Very, very nice indeed. I'm not sure where you would get these in the UK. I know Hannant stocks some of the gas patch stuff, but not everything. So maybe they can get it for you if you inquire, whatever. But I'm guessing if you go to the gas patch site, you'll be able to find distributors there. So there we go. Anyway, thank you for watching. I'm sorry it's been such a short one, but as you know, this Sot with Camels getting me down, as is the Lancia Stratos, and everything else I'm working on is just doing my head in. So I will see you all soon for another well, I'll be back next week with another one, hopefully with those wings done, and we can probably get on with the build properly and start rigging stuff and that. So I'll see you all soon. Thank you for watching, and bye for now.